Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we take a look at some of this year's foxing action as I secure my first left and right fox of the year so far. Plus, we spend an afternoon behind the Gamekeeper on a peg on a rough shoot.
It's nice to have a show that's actually a shooting show.
The shooting show is really important to us. I would recommend it to everybody. It is a must-see.
If you're into shooting, you've got to come to the shooting show. It is probably the largest collection of guns, firearms and clothing that is only shooting related.
It's the best shooting show that we've currently got in this country.
I look after that horse paddock over there and I can see a fox all the way from here. It's a good distance away, I should think. How far is it? Yeah, it's a couple of hundred yards away across this field, and I can see a fox wandering through this customer's paddock. So I've just texted her to see if she's at home and she wants me to go and sort it out for her. So I think we're going to go and pay them a little visit right now, see if we can get that one. Although it looks easy enough, this can be quite tricky, as I had to manoeuvre into a position where I had a decent backstop in the form of the hay shed here behind the fox before I put the rifle up to take the shot. Sense checking the distance there, it's a mere 60 yards, just shy of, so it's well within the capabilities here of the night sight and Tikka combo. There you go. Spotted from the road right over at the back of those trees in the distance there. That's the road that goes behind this property. So I got in. It was chewing on something, so we'll have to see what it is. Right, well that didn't take long. I had to come in and sneak around the back of the caravan there because, as you can probably see here, there's a main road, so I could not face this way. But our fox was over here chewing on something. I've shot one here. Well, actually we've shot a couple here before, but I saw it from the road actually going to another location. I'm on my way to somewhere else tonight to go and get a fox that was spotted on the shoot, but this one was spotted by the thermal. It was eating something. Now I've been told the electric fence is on, so I'll just rest those there a second. Duck underneath this. I'll leave that there a second. Yeah. It wasn't far, 50 odd yards. I say, looks like it was finishing off a hare or something. So, little vixen. Yeah, that's what it was chewing on. There's the shot. So, well, there you go. That's a good result to start the evening on the way to a job, and we'll get a bonus one. Good stuff. So, having a nice bonus fox there at 6:15 in the evening, I eventually arrive at my destination and get set up ready to take on Charlie. I feed the Tikka's magazine the Hornaday 53 grain rounds, as my rifle tends to favour these. And of course, no shooting session would be right without a cup of tea. As we get ready to go, I ensure that the thermal binoculars are working, make sure I've got my GC 500 caller tucked away in my game pouch there in the back of the jacket, and of course ensure the rifle is loaded and safe and ready for action. As soon as I emerge from behind the barn, I actually walk almost straight into a fox, so I sneakily get the caller set up, actually quite close by here, which goes against my general rule, but I played the fox mating call and sure enough got a reaction almost instantly. I did have to wait a few minutes for this one to come into range, but as you'll see, it came in pretty well. Leaving the first fox where it lay for a second, literally within minutes I spot fox number 2 mooching around in a fresh cut sugar beet field. So I get ready on the sticks and take this one at a good distance of around 160 yards off the Primos trigger sticks. Second one down. Good sized dog. I wonder if that first one we just got was the vixen. Fox number 3 on this farm came in like an absolute trooper and actually stood right near the call, although I just couldn't get a bead on it through the night sight until it actually moved. Then I could see it relatively plainly. But as you'll see in a second, there's a reason this fox didn't give a good eye shine. Alright, where's my caller? Let's turn that off. And I could see this fox pretty much under the tree. But I couldn't see through this grass. And when I looked through the night sight, there was no eye shine. Almost as if the fox was blind. But it is. Oh, bloody hell, he's an old boy. Oh, that's an old one. Look at the size of the tail. And look at them teeth. It's barely got any. Whoa, that is an old one. And look at the size of him. He's been here a while, but there's definitely another one here because I've seen it, so we'll see if we can account for that. Let's get back to the truck and get loaded up. So I didn't fancy dragging that one all the way back to the truck, so I went back, got it and moved a little closer. Then I spot fox number 4 on that farm for the evening, get ready on the truck and take this one at a good distance in a really wet field. Alright, I really don't want to fall in this because this is a very wet field. I've just shot fox number 4 for tonight. Oh, and that was a long way off. And he's had something. There you go. Look at that. I don't know what she's had. Well, that's the second one I've had tonight that was mid-meal. So that was a long way. Let's get the rangefinder out and I'm going to ping this back to the tree. Yeah, 183 yards. There you go. With 4 off that farm and 5 for the evening in total, that was certainly a productive session. Next week I'm out with the keeper. Bit hard to see here, but we're actually looking here at 3 foxes in a field. as mating season is in full swing. We've got a couple of randy dogs here after a vixen, or that was at the very least the keeper's prediction. I kept the caller going and 2 of the foxes came in our general direction, although it's quite clear to see here that the vixen is in the lead as the dog fox jumps up and goes for a quick mount. I need them to be just a little bit closer because it's a bit windy as we speak, so I could do with the foxes coming a little bit closer before I'm comfortable at taking the shot, because at the minute I'm on my Primos trigger sticks. Unfortunately for me, for some reason the vixen exited stage right and the dog fox was hot on her tail. Don't think they'd smelt me. I think it was just a simple case of she wanted to quickly run away and he followed her, and nothing was stopping him. He knew something was there when I tried to give him a shout to stop. Anyway, we carried on calling, and actually the third fox that was in that field, was assumed to be another dog fox, actually came up the exact same path, but clearly the female giving off scent, and that's what he was on. He, again, much like the other dog fox, fancied a bit of action instead of dinner. I know the feeling. So as you can see there, these foxes are not stopping around. I was using the thermal binoculars to track their location, pointing out to the keeper as to which direction they'd ran in, and he knew of a farm track that we could actually go up to try and head them off, and this is the result of that. He's running to turn. The trailing dog fox was here in this field here, and the other 2 foxes were only in the field over from this one, so we carried on going and bumped straight into those 2 as well. Vixen went down first, followed by the dog fox. My first double of 2020. Both down. Both of them. No. Oh yes. There you go. Dropped him on the spot. And the vixen is just a few paces away over here. Dropped her first, he ran off and then ran back towards me. What a result. Indeed it was, and you can see more foxing action coming up real soon after the next ratting session video that we're going to have for you. One last foxing clip before we head over to Steve on the game day now, and this is Kevin shooting his 223 Tikka using Winchester Varmint X rounds 55 grain, filmed through his LL700 unit. Just to finish off at this evening's video, here's a session that Steve had here. He had an invite from Rick to come and shoot some wild pheasants. Each drive, each gun is allowed to take 1 hen bird. As you can see, much like a lot of the areas of the UK, the fields are saturated. It makes for some tricky shooting conditions, to say the least, especially when you're out foxing. But Steve, as you can see, doesn't falter and gets stuck straight into these birds, and this beautiful hen bird here, nice high one taken from this first drive of the day. Oh, shot, Stephen. Plenty of birds flushed out of that drive there, but unfortunately none of them went over Steve as he checks his freshly manicured nails there.
He's gone down.
On the last drive of the day, we were treated to an incredible spectacle of pigeons that seemingly hung around the evergreens that surrounded the maize crop, and as the drive progressed, those pigeons got up and some of the guns even got a bit of pigeon action. Steve did have a stab at a real high one, although unfortunately didn't manage to take it down with that shot. But the birds soon started feathering out and the guns either side got stuck in. And that, as they say, was that. I'll leave you now with this clip I took while out foxing of a plethora of wildlife we've got on one of Rick's drives, showcasing that the vermin control helps other things thrive nicely. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget, we've got an epic rat-in session coming up for you next time out. Take care, stay safe, and as always, happy shooting.